Ernest Borgnine was one of those rare actors whose presence felt bigger than the frame that contained him. Born as Ernest Borgnine in Connecticut to Italian immigrant parents, his life journey reflected resilience, grit, and an unshakable work ethic. Before Hollywood ever called his name, he had already lived a life shaped by discipline and service. His upbringing was humble, rooted in traditional values that emphasized hard work and loyalty. Those qualities never left him, even after he became an Academy Award-winning star. Unlike many actors who seemed transformed by fame, Borgnine remained grounded and approachable. Whether on film sets, at public appearances, or in private life, he carried himself with the same straightforward honesty. His story is not just about success in entertainment, but about character, conviction, and a personality that filled every room he entered with warmth and unmistakable strength. Roots of resilience. Growing up in a working-class immigrant family, Borgnine understood early what it meant to persevere. His parents separated during his childhood, and he spent part of his youth in Italy before returning to the United States. That transatlantic upbringing exposed him to hardship and cultural change at a young age. Rather than weakening him, it sharpened his independence. The lessons he absorbed from his parents, integrity, loyalty, and respect for labor, became the foundation of his identity. He never forgot where he came from, even after fame elevated him into elite Hollywood circles. Friends and colleagues often described him as refreshingly real in an industry known for illusion. His background gave him empathy for ordinary people, which later allowed him to portray working-class characters with rare authenticity. It was this connection to everyday struggles that made audiences trust him instinctively and believe in the men he brought to life on screen. Service before stardom. Long before the spotlight found him, Borgnine wore a different uniform. He enlisted in the United States Navy in the mid-1930s and served for nearly a decade, including throughout World War II. Rising to the rank of gunner's mate first class, he developed discipline, resilience, and leadership, qualities that shaped both his personal life and acting career. Military service left a profound mark on him. He carried pride in his naval background for the rest of his life, often appearing in public wearing a Navy cap. The camaraderie and structure of military life influenced the authority and toughness he later projected in many of his roles. More importantly, his years in service instilled humility. He had faced real responsibility and danger before stepping into fictional battles on film. That experience gave him depth and credibility, especially in roles portraying soldiers, leaders, or morally complex men wrestling with duty and conscience. Breaking into Hollywood. After the war, Borgnine made the bold decision to pursue acting, enrolling in drama school despite having no prior experience. His breakthrough arrived with the film From Here to Eternity, where he played the brutal Sergeant Fatso Judson. The performance was unforgettable, raw, intimidating, and emotionally intense. Hollywood took notice immediately, yet it was his starring role in Marty that changed everything. As a lonely Bronx butcher longing for love and dignity, Borgnine revealed vulnerability audiences hadn't seen before. His portrayal earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor and demonstrated his extraordinary range. The film itself won major international acclaim, including the top prize at the Cannes Film Festival. With Marty, Borgnine proved he was not confined to tough guy roles. He could embody gentleness and insecurity just as convincingly, making him one of the most versatile performers of his generation. A career of remarkable range, Borgnine's career spanned more than 5 decades and included over 200 roles across film and television. He moved effortlessly between genres: war epics, westerns, disaster films, and gritty dramas. In The Dirty Dozen, he contributed to one of the era's most iconic war films. In The Wild Bunch, he added emotional weight to a brutal Western classic. Later, he appeared in the blockbuster disaster film The Poseidon Adventure and the dystopian thriller Escape from New York. No matter the size of the role, Borgnine approached each character with commitment. His gap-toothed grin and booming voice made him instantly recognizable, yet he avoided becoming predictable. Directors valued him for reliability, and audiences admired him for authenticity. He never chased trends. Instead, he built a career rooted in substance and adaptability. Television fame and enduring popularity. While film established his reputation, television broadened his reach. Borgnine became a household name through the sitcom McHale's Navy, where he played the mischievous yet lovable Lieutenant Commander Quentin McHale. The role showcased his comedic timing and warmth, revealing a playful side that audiences adored. Decades later, he introduced himself to younger generations by voicing Mermaid Man in SpongeBob SquarePants. That unexpected turn into voice acting demonstrated his willingness to evolve and remain relevant. Even in his 90s, he continued attending conventions and engaging with fans enthusiastically. His openness and accessibility set him apart from many stars of his era. For Borgnine, performing was never just a career. It was a joyful connection with people. Television allowed him to strengthen that connection and ensure his legacy reached across generations. Love, marriage, and personal growth. Borgnine's personal life was colorful and at times turbulent. He married 5 times, each relationship reflecting a different chapter of his journey. His brief 42-day marriage to Broadway legend Ethel Merman became Hollywood folklore, remembered for its intensity and abrupt ending. In contrast, his final marriage to Tova Traesnes in the early 1970s brought lasting stability. Together, they built a partnership that endured for nearly 4 decades until his death. Borgnine was also a father who cherished his children, even amid career demands. Over time, he matured emotionally, learning from earlier mistakes and embracing a more peaceful domestic life. His ability to grow personally mirrored the evolution seen in his acting career. Though fame tested his relationships, he ultimately found companionship and balance, proving that personal fulfillment can arrive even after years of upheaval. The feud with Tony Curtis. Among the many stories surrounding Borgnine's life, his reported tension with Tony Curtis remains one of the most discussed. The two worked together on The Vikings, and rumors suggest their personalities clashed sharply. Borgnine valued discipline, humility, and craft, shaped by his military background and working-class roots. Curtis, often seen as a glamorous leading man, represented a different style of stardom. Behind-the-scenes friction allegedly grew over professionalism and ego. While Curtis rarely commented publicly, Borgnine occasionally hinted at frustration with actors he felt prioritized image over substance. Whether the animosity was exaggerated or deeply personal, it symbolized a broader contrast between 2 philosophies of acting. For Borgnine, authenticity mattered more than appearance. The unresolved tension became a small but memorable footnote in a career otherwise defined by camaraderie and respect. Health, habits, and longevity. Like many actors of his generation, Borgnine once smoked heavily, sometimes several packs a day. In the early 1960s, he made the life-changing decision to quit. That choice likely contributed to his remarkable longevity. He remained active and energetic well into his 90s, continuing to work and appear publicly. His booming laughter and spirited demeanor rarely faded. Even as age slowed him physically, his enthusiasm never seemed to diminish. In his final years, he underwent surgery and experienced declining health, yet he maintained a resilient outlook. Those who met him late in life often remarked on his warmth and clarity. His long lifespan was not only a testament to good fortune, but to personal discipline and adaptability. By making healthier choices and staying mentally engaged, he demonstrated that vitality is not solely about youth. It is about attitude and persistence. Final curtain and lasting legacy. Ernest Borgnine passed away in 2012 at the age of 95 due to renal failure, closing a chapter on nearly a century of life and achievement. As a proud Navy veteran, he was honored with a military funeral, reflecting both his service and his enduring patriotism. Tributes poured in from across the entertainment industry, celebrating not just his performances, but his kindness and humility. He left behind a body of work that continues to resonate with audiences worldwide. Films like Marty remain timeless, while his television roles continue to entertain new generations. More than awards or accolades, it is his humanity that defines his legacy. Borgnine embodied resilience, authenticity, and joy in his craft. His story reminds us that greatness is not measured solely by fame, but by character, perseverance, and the ability to remain true to oneself in every chapter of life.